Hello, YouTube. Okay, so we are on day 2 of my ear stretching and double tragus healing journey. I have to say that yesterday was a little bit rough. We were about 22 hours in. My ears were completely swollen, still are swollen, hot, very red. Yesterday afternoon, about 4:30, I went ahead and got little baggies full of ice and, brand new cloths and just held them on my ears off and on all evening. I also took prophylactic amoxicillin because I raise animals, and so I always have human grade antibiotics on hand. So I also took anti-inflammatory and, like Advil or whatever. So yeah, they were a little achy, but mainly burny and, just so swollen. And I will show you in just a second how swollen they were. And I'm sure that's because instead of using my tapers and my stretching kit, my titanium stretching kit that came in the mail a couple days ago from Amazon, I used, I had a 2-gauge needle put through an 18-gauge regular piercing hole that I've had for 40 years, whatever. I've had all my life practically, and yeah, so it's traumatized and it's swollen, and also my double tragus is swollen, and I'm sure that's 2 piercing in the same place, So everything swelled up and is still a little bit swollen. I feel much better today. Not that I felt sick or anything yesterday, but I think it was more the mental thing because I knew that my ears were so swollen. I'm going to insert close-up pictures so you can see, but you can see how red and swollen they still are. So they just got cleaned with the saline, sterile saline, which is like a salt solution. And of course I do that about 4 times a day. And then other than that, leave them the heck alone. Leave your piercings alone. Don't play with them. So that's kind of where we are right now for the healing process. I did send my piercer a message yesterday. He's the owner of the high-end shop. And I totally put myself in his hands and in his tattoo artist hands because they're the professionals. They're the ones that know what they're doing. And when he tells me that I can't have a certain thing or that he will not do certain piercings, that just makes me trust him all the more because, a lot of things that were done years ago, and even certain piercers when they were younger or just starting out, maybe they did what the fad was at the time. And later, these body modification specialists, they actually learned what is not good for people, what is not good for, their clientele. And so they want to make sure that everything they do is on the up and up and healthy and safe, not only for their client, but for themselves as well and their reputation. So I appreciate Lauren so much at Skin Deep in Olean, New York. Shout out to them. The place is immaculate. Him and his wife are fabulous. I feel kind of like part of their family now. And yeah, so, and I even sent their tattoo artist, after speaking with him in the shop the other day, this really cool picture of a green man. I've been searching and searching for just the right face on a green man. And years ago, I had, wrong arm. Sorry, wrong arm. Let's see how I can show you. There we go. Yeah, I had this done. It was supposed to be a green man. And as you can see, it looks like a happy sun. And that's not what I wanted. So we're going to do a full arm of the green man. It is so awesomely cool. And he's going to, incorporate this in there in different parts of the new tattoo. So I can't wait to get started on that journey, and I will share that with you guys as well. And I don't know, because my phone is turned sideways and I'm not sure where I'm supposed to look for the camera. So if I'm looking all over the place, that's why. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and take a look at my other ear that has the double tragus and the 2 gauge that was done with a 2 gauge needle. So in other words, I didn't start at 14 gauge tapers and then wait a month and go up to 12, wait a month, go to 10, a month, go to 8, etc., etc. We did it, or my piercer did it with a 2 gauge or maybe even a little bit bigger of a needle and then put 2 gauge jewelry in me. Okay, so I'm turning my ear now, and these are like a CZ. They're like a, you know, crystal stud, a larger one on top, a smaller one on the bottom. And yeah, like I said, I used to have 5 piercings here. This one has taken up 2 or 3 of the holes, maybe. Oh, I still have 2 in there. So I guess it's taken up the first 2 holes, but that's okay. I did those when I was a child, when I was little. You can see how hot and inflamed this area is from my tragus and also there, but it is so much better than it was yesterday. So just kind of turning toward the light so you can see a little bit better. So that's how the healing's going there. Like I said, don't play with your piercings. My daith is fantastic. My cartilage, I was playing with it. And so I noticed it's a little bit red. I thought maybe the bar on it was a little bit too short, but Lauren checked that out and he said, no, it's absolutely fine. So that's where we are with the piercing so far. My septum is still sore inside a little bit, but that's just because it's still in the healing process. And when it gets a little crusties, if it actually accidentally gets hit before the crusties are taken off of the, because they actually wrap around, say this is the bar, the crusties kind of, they wrap around the bar. So you kind of have to get them off of there so that that will move freely in your nose in case it gets hit. And if it isn't, because it, I mean, it's throughout the day, it keeps healing and healing and healing and healing and, you know, that kind of thing. So, so that's the only problem I'm really having with that. It's still tender up inside. If it gets moved before all that is cleaned off, okay? And then my philtrum is doing fantastic. Before I thought I had contact dermatitis from it because it was getting all red and scabby on the outside. But that was my fault actually because, you know, it had built up all this crustiness and was stuck to my lip and didn't come off during the cleaning process. So I had taken and kind of tried to pull it off with my fingers, and I think I ripped my skin on the outside because my piercer only uses titanium. So contact dermatitis is if, you know, something touches your skin that you have a reaction to, and I have a very bad reaction to cheap metal, nickel, and all that. So I can only use high grade, either titanium, surgical steel, stainless steel, or 14 karat gold and up. And sometimes even 14 karat gold isn't quite enough for me. So yeah, so that's where we are with these two. This is long because my, you can see it better that way. Because my lip swelling has gone down, but it had only been about a week or so when I went in the other day and had these new piercings done. So we're going to wait another week before we change that out to a shorter bar, and that's fine because it's not bothering me. It's actually resting. It's angled so that it's kind of pointed up, you know, so it's not on my teeth or on the gum line between the teeth, the top of the teeth and the gum. It's angled up a little bit further, so that's fine. I also messaged him. This is getting to be a little bit longer than I wanted it to be, but I also messaged Lauren and said, don't hit me, but I still want my tongue pierced. So he said, okay, well then the next time you come in, we will figure one out for you. So it's still gonna happen, guys. I'm not gonna get the venom bites, but at least I will experience a tongue piercing in my life, and that's what I want to do. But I have a really big event coming up in our town. It's called Maple Fest, and I've heard that there's over 100,000 people that just pour into our little village here, and vendors are set up in all the schools. There's one school on one side, like I think it's the high school and middle school on one side, and the elementary on the other, and people pay, you know, to bring their wares there. Well, because I live right on the town square, I'm just going to have balloons and my signs up to bring people over here. So when I'm selling what I want to sell, which is my LuLaRoe, and maybe some other things. I've got a bunch of spinning wheels for sale too. So yeah, that's kind of what's going on here. I want to be able to speak to my customers, and I'm afraid that if I get it done too close to that event, my tongue may still be really swollen. So we will see. I'm going to make that decision today. If I decide to get my tongue pierced before the event, it will be done today or tomorrow. But because of the swelling in my ears, I'm kind of thinking maybe I should wait until after the event, you know, give time for all this to heal and calm down. Yeah, so that's where we're at with that. If you like this video, as everyone says, give it a thumbs up. If you want to continue on this journey with me, guys, please just, you know, follow along, subscribe, and yeah, I'll be very happy to show you what's going on with tattoos and more piercings, that sort of thing, okay? Please, I want you to remember, everybody, please remember, you are all amazing, just as you are.